Um, imagine being a Bastion main and not being able to play your damn character because Blizzard can't get their shit together. What's going on, everybody? This is Michael, aka Freakweasel.
And I'm Brandon, aka ReconviperTV.
Welcome to Gaming Sagacity, our first podcast, first episode of the podcast. Gaming Sagacity is kind of going to be just like a gaming news slash talks with our opinions. It's just us talking about what we think the gaming world is, the state it's in, and what differences we probably could implement for different games. It's gonna be fun. I like it.
Differences for what type of games?
Any game we talk about it. Adventure, action, MMO, RPG, strategy. Oh God, if we get into strategy games, that's gonna be a lot of talking.
Hmm.
Well, when I press my words per minute, it'll
Do
be
you,
this many.
do you play chess?
Hmm.
Should we
I
start
can
playing
definitely.
chess?
I mean, if you want to, we can play chess.
Yeah.
Are you like? I don't want to start playing chess if you're like this grandmaster
I'm definitely not Grandmaster.
over here. Over here being the best of the best in the business. A little bit about myself. I'm 24. I think me bringing up this podcast to Brandon definitely was something of my dreams. Because I mean, I always wanted to do a podcast myself. Um, Definitely implementing something with one of my good friends would be something that would be amazing for me, and we'll just see how this little thing rolls. What about you? Some little backstory with you. Let
Backstory?
yeah, little get them to know you a little bit.
Ugh. You know how much I hate talking about myself.
Hmm.
um,
How old are you?
how old am I? How old am I? 20, 27.
Oh God,
Getting so old, man.
so old.
Yeah.
Be 30-year-olds in the comments. You haven't reached elderly till you're 30. Just
Yeah.
wait. It's
Just
always
wait.
it's always
Yeah.
just wait. Just
Just
wait.
wait. Yep.
No, I'm gonna
I feel
freeze
that
myself
though.
in
I
time.
I'm
Thank you.
guilty of it too.
Just wait till
My
you do it with
sister,
me.
my sister will be like, "Ah, my back," and I'm like, "Oh yeah."
My back. There's gonna be a couple things we talk about in this podcast that you know, Brandon Brandon doesn't know about. You know,
Let's go. I like
we can.
surprises.
Yeah, no, I think surprises are definitely a big one. Let's go with the first surprise, Brandon. We're gonna play a little bit of a game.
Yeah.
It's gonna be pick a number between 1 through 3.
Three. Hmm. I'll split it. Let's go two. Give me
Two,
number
got
two.
it. So we're gonna talk about, I mean, one of my favorite ones out of those three, which is our top three game genres.
Top three game
Um,
genres.
Genres. So
Okay.
action, RPG, MMO. I mean, personally, I do like me a good strategy game. Chess, checkers. Those are old school, but of course, I grew up playing Lord of the Rings, Battle for Middle Earth. That was definitely a RTS right there. Um, Rolling into obviously StarCraft that me and you have played a little bit.
We have.
Um, we have. That was a long time ago though. That was probably like 4 years ago.
Man, I don't remember that.
Yeah. I remember the stupidest things. Trust me. And then leading
You're
into
you're still
StarCraft.
young. Just wait.
Yeah, yeah. Um, and then we have from StarCraft. I've moved on to a plethora of other strategy games. Whether it's even in Overwatch 2, you have some type of strategy there with playing team
Mhm.
competitive games. But that's more of an action game, which that would be my second genre, action. Definitely love a good Call of Duty, Overwatch, um, and then my third and final one would
Is that what it's
obviously,
called? Is action? I thought that was just FPS.
I guess it would be FPS. But I mean, is it FPS? I mean, Sigma just throws balls everywhere,
It's still first person shooter. Yeah.
is it? So it'd be
Mhm,
FPS then. Okay,
mhm.
so FPS would be my second one, and then my third one would have to be MMO. Obviously, I mean World of Warcraft has been in my life since I was little. So
So you have. Are you starting from the top? So RTS is at the
so
top.
one, yeah, RTS is my number one. I
Really, I
love
didn't know
RTS
that.
games.
Okay.
Love RTS games. I just don't. I'm not good at them, but
Mhm.
I love them. I think it was because of the nostalgia trip of Lord of the Rings. That's why. But that's just me.
So
That's just me.
RTS, FPS, and RPGs.
At most.
Mhm.
You
Yeah. Um, I I don't know what's my number one. I think I think the games that I actually like enjoy playing are probably all mostly FPS games. So probably FPS, RPGs. So, you know, a lot of single player stuff like Elden Ring. Um,
Dark Souls. That series.
I never played Dark Souls.
Ooh.
So yeah, Tomb Raider, freaking all of those games where you're role playing obviously as a
Never
character in
played
the
Tomb
game.
Raider.
You've never played Tomb Raider?
Nope.
Aren't you a PlayStation guy?
Hmm.
And you never played Tomb Raider.
Well, I grew up on the Xbox.
Okay. So
Well,
you're
okay.
recently a
My
PlayStation
first.
guy.
Well, I went from the GameCube to PlayStation 3 Grand Theft Auto. So,
Okay.
yeah,
That's a big jump.
that's a really big jump. And then you move from PS3 Grand Theft Auto to, I was playing Call of Duty, and then I moved from PS3 to 360, and then moved from 360 to, and I bought my own Xbox One Series S, something like that.
Hmm.
And then went from that to my PS5, and now I have PS5, Xbox, and
So
Switch.
this is your first PlayStation? Or sorry,
Second.
you had a PS3 and then you
I
went to
had
a
a
PS5.
PS4 as well, but I played more my 360 over anything. It was like the family 360, but my sister had the PS4 and I had the 360.
I've had every PlayStation. I don't think I've ever owned an Xbox.
I never had the struggle of PS2.
The struggle.
The struggle. I've heard that that's all that is. This is struggle.
What do you mean?
I've heard that the disc was very hard to read with those.
Oh yeah. I
GameCube.
I think
GameCube
we
was a
went
fucking
through
brick.
yeah. I think we went through 3 as a family. And like we weren't hard on our stuff. Like my sister and
Your
I we
PS2s.
yeah.
God.
And only because of the disc. I remember like consistently like trying to fix the like just like rubbing alcohol the reader,
Oh
the
yeah.
CD reader, just to see like make sure it's all good, and then like we'd blow on the disc and stuff,
Oh yeah, dude.
like all sorts of
N6
stuff.
N64.
Yeah.
Blow inside the container. Make sure there's no dust or anything.
Yep.
Uh, they had I mean, GameCube. So many great games on there. That's a nostalgia trip right there. NBA Street. Um, what else? Quidditch. Harry Potter Quidditch. You ever play that? You would fly around. So you would play as one of like the
Did they
so many
have?
countries they had on there.
Yeah. Did they have an RPG Harry Potter on GameCube?
RPG
Like you're playing like the characters in the game
as Harry.
or any of them?
Yeah, they had the Chamber of Secrets, Prisoner of Azkaban. They had all of those.
Okay. Yeah. I think I went over to a friend's house and played the Chamber of Secrets like one time.
Yeah, I didn't like those. But I was also a dumb little kid that didn't understand the concept of, you know, games.
Mm.
I had, what was it? I definitely had but I'm also talking like I was 8 and I was playing Lord of the Rings Battle for Middle Earth and I was like, yeah, and I beat the campaign like 3 times. But I was homeschooled, and that's all I did was be like, I'm gonna do one math problem, then play an hour of Lord of the Rings Battle for Middle Earth because no one can stop me. Ha! It was a fun time. I lived my best life back then.
I don't actually think
Um,
I played Battle for Middle Earth. I think I played the RPGs, so the Two Towers, the
I
Return of the
have
King, and the Third Age. I don't know if you've ever played that.
I didn't play the Third Age. I played the Two Towers, the Return of the King, and Fellowship of the
There
Ring.
wasn't
Is that the first one?
They didn't have Fellowship of the Ring.
They didn't have Fellowship of the Ring, but they had the two towers and the Return of the King.
Yeah, and then they came out with something else after. I don't remember what it was called.
Lord of the Rings Conquest.
It was a conquest.
So Lord of the Rings Conquest was a what was it? It was a capture the point almost. Or not almost. It was capture the point, and you would spawn on opposite sides of the map and would go at each other. There's different classes you could play. Like you could play as a mage. It was almost like Battlefront, Star Wars Battlefront.
Hmm.
You would have
Maybe I
different
didn't play
classes.
that then.
It
That
was
was
you
something
had like
else.
assassin that could stealth and like one shot people if you got behind them and backstabbed them.
Hmm.
You had and you could throw
So
grenades.
it was all PvP.
Um, it was all PvP, but there was a storyline, a
Oh,
PvE aspect
okay.
that you played as either an orc or
Maybe that
a
maybe that's what I
elf
did then.
or yeah, that was. I think you could also if you obviously got enough points, you could spawn in heroes that you could.
So it's just like Battlefront then.
It was just like Battlefront, and
Gotcha.
then you had capture the points. Um, with I mean, Lord of the Rings is one of the biggest uh, movie series. I mean, I would like them to make another Lord of the Rings game. Lord of the Rings, Battle for Middle Earth, the RTS. They have that EA is not doing anything with it, but they have. It's called Battle for Middle Earth Reforged. It's a or it's basically the very first RTS, Battle from Middle Earth RTS, but they are updating all the graphics. They're basically making it into like a total war game, like Total
Oh,
War
they
Warhammer.
are doing it?
Yeah.
Oh.
So there's a third party that's basically revamping it. I last time I checked, they had all the battle maps done and they just had to do reskin and retextualize all of the units and whatnot. But they are definitely are upgrading the graphics for it. It's just a random third party that's doing it. I mean, I don't know what yours is gonna be. I know what mine's gonna be. Um, best and worst game series. I mean,
Best and
I,
worst game series?
best and worst game series in our
Like single
opinions.
player?
Anything. I know my best. My best is Assassin's Creed. Um, Assassin's Creed, 1 through 4, was definitely a game changer in the gaming world. Obviously, Assassin's Creed Origins, Assassin's Creed Odyssey, and Assassin's Creed Valhalla. Those three weren't very. They weren't They weren't acknowledged uh, as favorable.
Hmm.
Personally, I don't have anything wrong with Odyssey or Origins. I just don't like them. That's just me. But Valhalla, I really do like Viking era. I think it's more of a era of gameplay for me. I really like the steampunk aspect of Assassin's Creed Syndicate. They really introduced a big thing with doing guy and girl, Assassin's Creed. You could play as both of them, and it was almost like GTA 5, where it was quick swapping between the two. Um, Both had their own storyline on top of a duo storyline that you did. I think that was a really good one. but you can't beat Assassin's Creed 3, which was the American Revolution. Um, I think Assassin's Creed 3 is probably my top Assassin's Creed game. Everyone has their own. Most people will say Black Flag because that was a great Assassin's Creed game.
That was
Um,
Bryson's, was Black Flag. I remember him playing that a lot.
yeah, Assassin's Creed Black Flag. They implemented ships. They implemented a new way of travel. They implemented so much in that game that you can't really backtrack from it. Um, and I mean, you can tell because they've implemented ship battles in every Assassin's Creed after that.
Really?
Odyssey, Valhalla, and Origins.
I think
All three have ship battles in them. Or if not, you're
really.
traveling by ship.
So they were just like, "Oh, it really did well on Black Flag," and just copied it into the
They just
next
copied it.
games.
I know Odyssey
Mhm.
has it. Um, I I played Valhalla. You can travel by ship. I haven't
Yeah,
gotten to ship battles, but I've heard that they are some in there. And then Origin, I haven't played, so I can't really say. But
yeah. I think I
uh,
played the first Assassin's Creed, and then
like
like
that's Creed 1.
yeah,
Yeah,
partial of the second, and then I played Valhalla very briefly.
yeah, yeah. They have
Not because it was bad, but like I didn't. It wasn't that I didn't like it. It was just I don't know. I couldn't get into it like most games.
yeah. I mean, personally, like I said, Assassin's Creed 3, best story. Uh, no spoilers. I mean, I don't think that you're gonna be playing Assassin's Creed 3 anytime soon. If you do, it's a storyline. So, the story is basically you start out as Hatham, a Templar, um, and then you move into the woods, Manifest Destiny, and you go and you meet a very nice tribal woman, and you go in and you know have a kid with her. The kid then grows up to be assassin, and then goes on and defeats the Templars. Good old Connor. You build a settlement that levels up as you go. I think that was a very good implementation. You meet. I always am able to say her name until I need it. The chick that makes the American flag, like the first American flag. She's in the game. Um, it's a the storyline. It's a solid 8.5 out of 10. Maybe even a 9.
Hmm.
Gameplay, I mean, they implemented different things, different ways to parkour into the game. Being able to not only because in previous Assassin's Creed you would just jump over everything over and over and over again. Um, they implemented sliding below stuff, sliding below carts, basically now you have two different ways of chasing somebody or doing that. And then obviously the art is beautiful. Whether you're talking about inside of Boston itself and doing the tea dumping and being part of that, or you're in the middle of a battle at um, in the middle of the forest. It's beautiful no matter where you play it.
Yeah, I think the
I,
only game that I ever played like that was Shadow of Mordor.
Shadow of Mordor was great. Um, is that your favorite game series, The Shadow of Mordor, or
No, I don't know what my favorite game series would be. I really enjoyed Tomb Raider, the new ones.
the new ones?
Mm-hmm.
How many did they come out with all the new ones?
Three.
3 of them.
Yeah.
That would probably be the best.
Mm, I don't know. That's really hard for me. I don't. I don't typically like. I don't have like a favorite movie or game.
Well, let me ask you the question then, okay? Because obviously, congratulations on you're about to have a kid.
Mm-hmm. Thank you.
The child is the best, probably one of the best things that's ever gonna happen to me, happen to you. Sorry, other than meeting me. Um, the biggest thing would be what game series would you invest time and in showing your child,
Showing?
because it's one thing
That's
of
tough.
playing a game with a kid. You know, you can play any local co-op or anything with a child, but I think the biggest one would be what would be that one game series that you said, "Hey, I want to show you something. Let's sit you down. Let's, go through the game series. If they don't like it, they don't like it. That's fine. But you want to at least introduce them to it so that way they can play it as you played it." And I feel like that would be your favorite game series.
Yeah, that's true. Trying to think.
Here, I'll play the kid. Daddy, 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 father,
I don't
dad.
know. WoW would be kind of interesting for a kid to get into.
I mean, I got into it as a kid. That
Yeah,
that was I always
I
forget
think
when this
I think
when did
that's
Wrath come out originally?
uh,
20 or yeah,
nine,
20
2009, 2008,
2009. I
something like that.
was 11, 10, 11.
No, yeah, 2009, 2010, something like that.
So 2009 I was maybe 11. But it probably came out in like November. So yeah.
I just think because I play a lot of games that are pretty gory now. Like I don't know if I would let my kid play Elden Ring, at least not
Oh,
until he's a little
fuck
older. You
no.
know what I mean? But like eventually, I'd
Daddy,
be okay
daddy, I
with
have the
it.
new speedrun record.
Yeah. So I
Um
think I think if we were to like actually get our kids involved into games, WoW would probably be one of the. I mean, WoW not might not even be around by the time they're. But I don't know. We'll see.
Old enough to comprehend how to press one, two, three. That's all retail is now. It's just
Yeah.
press one, two, three,
What's
and
your
you
What's
kill
your
raid
least
boss.
favorite? You never answered that.
Worst game series possible.
Yeah.
I have it written down.
You have it written down? Oh
I
shit.
have it written down because I didn't want to forget it. One more page. Oh yeah, WWE.
Really?
As a fan of WWE myself, I definitely
Yeah.
look the part. One,
Mm.
and two, it's I was never able to get an interest in the game. Now that doesn't mean that I don't have interest in sports games. MLB The Show, that was a great sports game. I do play a little bit of FIFA, a little tiny bit. Didn't really ever get into it though. And then Madden, I got into it when I was a kid. I played a couple of those games, but I haven't played since like 20,
So pretty much
yeah,
every sports
17.
game EA made is like the worst series for you.
No, no, those were all like I was
Oh,
able to invest myself into them. I was actually able
but
to
WWE is the
play them.
worst.
But WWE is like for me at least the controls are clunky. I could never understand the controls. You would press right bumper and then it would pick someone up and throw them. Cool, amazing. Next thing you know, you press right bumper and you're grabbing them and you're just holding them. It's like I didn't press anything else
You know
earlier,
what? I do
so
remember that.
why do I gotta press another button now?
So pretty much
Uh,
you just mash all the buttons.
Exactly, and I could never get into it mainly because
Yeah.
of the control reasons.
Yeah, I
Nowadays,
gotcha.
I mean WWE now, like I know graphics definitely have increased and whatnot, but I mean, like
I know a
I
lot of
was,
people who liked those games moved to like UFC. Like they play a lot of UFC
yeah,
now.
they play a lot of USC.
Yeah.
Personally, my my whole thing was with with WWE was it was a split between WWE or Injustice. But I chose WWE because in Injustice, I'm just bad at the game. So
Mm.
I didn't want to knock it just because I was bad at the game.
I
I
think
feel
I
like that would
borrowed
be.
Injustice like one time in high school and I never played it.
I was able to beat it. Don't get me wrong. I was just really bad at it.
Mm.
Comparative to WWE, I legitimately just
I think.
that's one of the games that I mid match quit and uninstalled from my PlayStation and called
Oh
it a day.
wow.
Yeah, I just didn't care.
I think now that I'm thinking about all this from what you were saying, I think my least favorite games. This is kind of problem. It might piss some people off, but I actually typically, not always, but
Okay.
typically don't like games that are made after movies.
Explain.
Like any of the Marvel games, like back in the day. Like some of the new stuff's okay, but it's not really based on
Okay.
the movies.
Okay.
You
So
know.
like, so like the Amazing Spider-Man game series didn't like that. What else didn't like? Give me some games.
Uh, so pretty much like PS2 days. Any of the Marvel games.
Did you like
Um,
Did you ever play Marvel Ultimate Alliance?
was that
That wasn't
PS2?
that PS3.
Oh
And
no,
then
I
the
don't think
second one
so.
came out for PS4.
Yeah, I never played those.
Those aren't based off of movies, so I don't know why I brought it up. But I mean,
Yeah,
I played those. Those are pretty
yeah.
good
I
games.
I actually like when they do like off, like not non-candor stuff with the movies. You know,
Gotcha.
like the new Spider-Man games are great. They're not really
Yep.
my thing. I never really liked the Spider-Man games for some reason.
The
But
newer ones
like
for PS5.
I like people like watching people play them and stuff.
Okay, I
Um,
could understand that.
yeah,
That
I
was my thing with God of
typically
War.
yeah. What was thing
Because
with God of War?
I liked playing God of War. You watched me play God of War.
Yeah,
But it was, I started watching other people play it, and I was more invested in it. I
dude, that's how I
don't
am now
know
with games.
why.
That's weird.
Like I was just more invested in watching someone beat or watching someone play God of War
Who'd you watch
comparative
play?
to me scratching my itch for, oh my god, I need my God of War right now.
Yeah.
Would you ask?
Um, who'd you watch play? Or were you just watching
Just a
streamers?
random Twitch streamer that
Okay,
I was
gotcha.
watching. I don't even think I dropped a
Yeah,
follow.
though
That was my fault.
that's funny. Um, those are my like if I was to choose a game that I just sit down and play, like any type of like single player, like story driven RPG, especially modern ones that have like you're basically watching a movie at this point. Like, God of War, I love playing Death Stranding, like
Death
just
Stranding.
games
Yep.
that just have really high cinematic value and you're just kind of like involved with the inputs basically.
Yeah.
And like so God of War, Death Stranding, Horizon Zero Dawn, like any of those really like single player RPG games, like those are probably my favorite games to like just sit down and play.
And then what any Marvel or superhero based
Just any game
uh
that's like trying
game.
to capture. I liked the original Lord of the Rings games. Like
I
those
was about to
those were.
ask.
I don't know what it is with Lord of the Rings games. I can play Lord of the Rings games that are based on movies, but like anything else is weird to me.
That's
It's
crazy.
almost like, how people are always like the book is better. It's like the
Yeah.
movie's better. I don't want to play the game. Like,
The movie's better.
yeah.
Oh my god. We we the I mean, being able to sit there and go back, I think it's more of a nostalgia trip than anything. I would say that the game series for the Lord of the Rings Battle for Middle Earth, because they came out with Battle for Middle Earth, the second one implemented like you're able to play goblins, and so the first one was basically you played as Gondor, Rohan, whatever you want to say.
I was gonna say, I was like,
I know. Gondor, Rohan, and I forget what. Oh, and then just like the Fellowship. And then the evil side, because you play good, and then the evil side. Evil side was Mordor, Isengard. I think that's it. Just
this is
Mordor and
Battle for
Isengard.
Middle Earth.
This is Battle for Middle Earth. That was the
Mm-hmm.
very first one, and you were able to sit there and do like a good campaign, an evil campaign. Evil campaign, you took over Mithril and like you went the whole 9 yards with it. Um, you killed pretty much everybody. I used to save and reload killing Sam because I hated him so much in the movies. Um,
Mm-hmm.
don't know why. Just was nice for me from a mental standpoint. Um, I know we talked about, Lord of the Rings and how easy it is to fall asleep to that movie. Every time Sam would be on screen, I would just start dozing off. That was the major thing. But
It's
anyway, from
harsh.
that, it is harsh. I just don't like
Most
that
people
motherfucker.
love Samwise.
Yeah, you can go kick in the dirt. Mary Poppins is my shit. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. Uh, they have what was it? Uh, Lord of the Rings Battle for Middle Earth 2. They implemented goblins. A couple of like, I don't want to call them off-brand, but like some of the not basically not Gimli dwarves. That was they implemented some of those. They implemented goblins. They implemented a lot of different stuff, mount riding, stuff like that.
Hmm.
And
So
then
like dark iron doors, like kind of like that.
kinda it was more like the Hobbit. It was basically basing it off of the Hobbit. And then the third one was everything was centralized around the witch king, and you could play as him, and you can go around and just fucking slay people with your dragon, and it was really cool. They implemented a lot of different stuff too. I haven't played that game in a long time either. Um,
Gotcha.
they had I always have what was it? It was the implementation of like spells and stuff. I don't know. I play a lot of Total War Warhammer, so it's one of those that's back to the real time strategy and whatnot. That I love the Warhammer series for Total War. I could never play any other game for Warhammer other than Total War series.
Gotcha.
Um,
Yeah, I
they
never got into those games.
what like
I,
RTS
I
or
actually really had a hard time playing some of the game like Total War games.
like hard time as in like couldn't beat it?
No, like just hard time like enjoying playing.
Oh yeah, no. I think it's I don't know if it's the usage of the one brain cell I have or like the or if it's just the let's see how fast I can try to kill everybody. Um
Gotcha.
I mean I play on easy and I still get stomped because, one brain cell like I said. So it's it's definitely a good series to go pick up
Yeah.
if you were going to go do something like that. Um obviously obviously doing best and worst game series, we're gonna get hate for some aspect of it.
Okay.
That's whatever.
Hate's
Yeah.
good, man.
Hate is good. It's a communication. Communication is key.
Hmm.
Uh, definitely going back to it. The best and worst. We talked about this a little bit. Um, on the mock podcast that no one will ever see.
Hmm.
Uh, they had the choices of the best and worst that we just stated. How do those affect the game choices that we make today?
Are you asking me?
Yes.
So
So your best was Tomb
like,
Raider, anything that was story
yeah.
based, and I think
Hmm.
you kind of answered that, which was you go for something more story based nowadays.
Yeah.
Uh, doing what was it? What are those games? Horizon Zero Dawn, God of War, stuff that is like a movie now. Um, gets implemented into that's I mean that's what you play now is story based, Death Stranding stuff like that. I mean MMOs definitely have been in both of our lives for a very long time. Um, I feel like MMOs will stay in our lives even if slash when WoW does, if it ever does.
I think, I mean, any game technically that has a ton of players is technically an MMO, but yeah.
I mean, but would you constitute it's like Overwatch. Overwatch just reached 25 million players worldwide. Um, going into Overwatch 2, from the transition from Overwatch 1 to Overwatch 2, uh, do you think that that's an MMO?
I mean, technically, yeah, but
Because
it's
it's a mass multiplayer online,
yeah.
what? So
Typically,
it's
when
just
people
an
think of
MMO
MMO,
FPS?
kinda. Typically,
Because
MMOs are more like go into a city and you see a bunch of people and like have quests and stuff.
okay, so
What was your question before? You
what
were
question?
asking me a question about best and worst. I don't remember what the question was.
The best and worst game series? Why and what could be improved?
What can be approved on the my best?
The worst.
The worst.
Yeah,
I don't
your
know.
game series for the worst was
Just any movie or any game after like
a
a
based off a
big
movie.
movie.
I mean, I could
Honestly, they should just stop trying to make games over
just
movies.
stop. Well, I feel like you can make games based off of the movie, but make its own storyline. Don't make it something that
I think
it's
people will hate that even more.
you can't do it until you try.
That's true.
Can't
I don't
can't
know. Like I think the thing about it is for me is a lot of the time it doesn't seem like or they don't do it as much anymore, obviously. But like when PS2, PS3 days when they were making movies or games after movies, um it seemed like it was just a cash grab. And maybe
so then
that's the main reason, but there wasn't enough development going into it to actually make it like a good game. You know what I mean?
yeah, I feel that.
Yeah.
How do you feel about movies after video games? I mean, you got Creed for
Movies
Assassin's Creed.
terrible.
You got what else you got? Oh, how'd you feel about the Transformer video games?
I don't think I ever played Transformer video games.
Fucking shitty, let me tell you.
Okay.
uh
I'm not surprised.
there's some on like the DS that you would play as like Autobots and you like
I never had a
Autobots
DS.
roll out and like you would go around and like shoot up the Decepticons. But if you played as Decepticons, there was one game specifically for Decepticons. It was the Decepticon edition. And you would you would roll around as Megatron and just destroy everything. Like it was bad. Like you would just stomp on people's like houses and be like ha 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 ha. It was
Nice.
like if you ever played Saints Row, you would do like the insurance fraud thing and you would basically just like ragdoll around. Um
I played a
it was
little bit of Saints Row.
basically it's a you do this, you rack up enough money, and once you rack up enough money, then you win the challenge or whatever. That's pretty much how it was. You would rack up enough money by destroying houses, and then you would win that. And that's what I remember about the Decepticon edition of um, the Transformer games. But no, for movies made after video games.
I'm trying to think of all of them.
What about how about Ready Player One? That one was actually received like 50-50, not just
They
it's a
had a
shit show.
game.
Oh no, they didn't. I
That
mean,
was
it
a
was
book.
based off of a lot of video games.
Well, it was based off of a book.
Well, that was based off a lot of video games, though.
Yeah,
I
more or
mean, it was
less.
it had like Pac-Man and
That was
whatnot.
they did that. I mean, the movie was great.
What other movies do they have? They have oh my god, there's that one on Adam Sandler with Pac-Man destroys the world or whatever.
I don't like game or movies that have video games in them is
References.
fine, but like movies made contrary to
Let's
popular
see.
belief, I actually like Warcraft.
I enjoyed
I
Warcraft.
think
I
they
didn't
did a
like it. I
decent
just
job doing
enjoyed it.
that.
Yeah, like I enjoyed the like if they changed the names of everybody and didn't say it was World of Warcraft based, I'd be like, okay, it's just a medieval movie that has magic in it. If you look at it from that perspective, it's a great movie.
That's an interesting perspective. Well, I actually disagree with it. I think it's better because it's based off
It's
of
based off of
Warcraft.
World of Warcraft. I
Because
wish
like
they made a sequel.
you know what it is. I think it's because Warcraft doesn't really have that good of graphics. Like it's been improved, but it's not like great. To see a live action on worlds that we know really well,
Yeah.
and done really well as far as like Stormwind and freaking
Oh, dude, Stormwind looked
Org,
phenomenal.
like
Yeah,
they look
Orgrimmar
really
too.
really good. Because it's like,
Uh,
you know how we watch like the cinematics from Blizzard,
yeah,
and people go nuts over that stuff.
dude,
Like
yeah,
they weren't like that good, but it was close. And the story obviously was, before the orcs came into Azeroth and everything. So
yeah,
like
yeah, they had a good the Makara between Gul'dan
it
and
was I liked it. I enjoyed it.
I
I
enjoyed
can
that scene.
still like rewatch that movie and still be happy
I
about
would
it.
have to rewatch it to fully grasp
Yeah.
to fully grasp it, I should say. How about Uncharted with Tom Holland and Mark?
I liked it.
Uh,
I liked it.
I
They're
enjoyed
getting
it.
better. They're getting
They are
better.
getting better. I think what really changed the aspect of everything was oh, Hitman Agent 47. Is that based off of a movie or a video game?
I don't think I ever watched those, and I also wasn't a huge Hitman guy.
Here, I'm a what about Angry Birds? Huh?
No,
No. Detective Pikachu? That was more based off a TV show. Or it wasn't even based off a TV show.
I
It was just
liked I liked that movie until the end.
what was the ending? The ending was
They the ending was like
oh
basically
yeah, oh
the
yeah,
whole plot was they were trying to turn people into Pokemon, and I
yeah.
hated that, dude. I
So they
hated that
turned
so
people
much.
into Pokemon, but then they
Yeah,
like reverted it back, right?
yeah. I
Wasn't
hated it,
wasn't
dude.
Pikachu actually Ryan Reynolds,
Uh, yeah.
or
Spoiler
was it?
alert.
Oh yeah, it's been out for God knows how long.
Yeah.
How long? How long has it been out? 2019. You've had 3 years to fucking watch that shit. You're fine. Um, what else? What else? What else? What else? Doom movies?
They
Didn't
were
really
okay.
watch them.
They were okay. Not really.
They were okay. Oh, this one's gonna be good. You watched the Super Mario or the Mario trailer
I
with Chris
did.
Pratt.
I did.
How do you feel about the voice?
Everybody's freaking out about the voice.
Everyone's freaking out about the
I
voice.
don't care. I
Do
honestly
I
don't.
do I think that there was better options? Yes, but I don't think he's gonna do a bad job at
No.
playing Mario.
I think I don't know. People are weird about that kind of stuff. I don't typically look at that stuff very much. I'm just
I
like,
just
especially out of trailers. I don't like, obviously if I watch a trailer and I like it, I'm going to go see it. But like I try not to give so much judgment on one trailer before a movie like that comes out. I'm excited to see it, and Jazz wants to see it, so we're going to watch it.
I know we've had this conversation before,
Mm-hmm.
and watching trailers for movies really brought it up for me.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I don't remember what you said. Pre-ordering games based off of trailers. Do you ever do it?
Pre-ordering games off of their
Video
trailers.
games based off of their trailers.
I typically don't pre-order games.
Okay, that was going to be my next question.
Yeah,
It. I think the last game I ever pre-ordered was. I mean, obviously we've pre-ordered the Dragonflight. That's beside the point.
I haven't.
Um. Oh, you haven't?
What's the point?
Are you gonna get it?
Yeah, probably. I think Jazz wants to play too, so
Isn't don't they have like the you get extra shit for pre-ordering?
I literally think they don't give extra stuff for
Actually,
pre-ordering. I don't think so.
we're gonna look this
You
up real quick.
might. Okay, so a lot of the time what Blizzard does is they'll be like, if you subscribe like 3 months while this
Then
event's
you get.
happening, then you get a certain amount or something. But I typically I don't care.
Let's see.
typically when I'm playing, in a WoW expansion, I'm literally there for the content.
I wish we could do the recruiter friend thing.
What, you and me?
Yeah, I just don't want to pay another subscription.
I mean, you could recruit a friend. Like I could recruit a friend, or sorry, yeah, you could technically recruit a friend your a new account if you wanted to
That's
try
what
to
I'm.
like
That's what I'm.
just get the rewards.
So okay, so I don't think. I think it's just. I don't think it's pre-purchasing, but for epic, you have three dishes. You have base, heroic, and epic. I don't think it's the pre-purchase that really matters, right?
No,
Because you get
it's just a cash grab to get the money flowing. That's all it is.
the epic edition. You get 30 days of game time. This is for $90, by the way.
Yeah,
You get the
which it's up.
the
It's
30
up.
days.
Uh, mm,
What did they start it lower?
yeah, it used to be 79.99 for the epic, like the biggest
Well,
version.
Wings of Awakening back slot transmog in 5 color variations. Ooh. You get another transmog. You get a Time Walker Hearthstone effect, and then
Those are
this
cool.
leads
I
in,
I do like the Hearthstone effects.
and then they lead into Heroic Edition. You get a pet, a flying mount, a Tangled Dream Weaver flying mount, which don't know what the hell that looks like. You get a character boost, and then this also leads into the base edition, which is all new races and class. The Invoker um, is available at or before launch. You get a Drac pet as Dragonflight's pre-purchase bonus. Oh, so you get a pet as a pre-purchase item. Dope. But who doesn't like playing Pokemon within World of
Jazz.
Warcraft? Fucking Jazz. That's always
Jazz
Jazz.
loves it, dude.
Yeah, I know she does.
Like
What she
I'll do
her
it for
whole
the
list probably.
achievements, but other than that, I don't really.
Even then, and then obviously for all of them, you get the World of Warcraft Dragonflight.
At least they did something with pets. I can't agree. I'm glad it's in the game because the otherwise pets were literally useless before
Yeah, they just follow
that was
you
the thing.
around.
hmm
Um, Dragonflight.
I wish they would do this. I wish they would. Well, obviously people like the battle pets now, but
Oh
I
yeah,
like what Lost Ark does with their pets. It's an auto
I
looter.
forget what they do. Oh, that would be nice.
Dude, wouldn't that be nice? Like, imagine doing that in Classic, dude.
Oh
Making it
my
so the
god.
pets were like auto
Actually,
looters.
dude,
Who
if they
who
did that in
cares
Classic,
how fast you loot? Who
dude,
freaking
if
cares? Or make it so
the only
like
the
certain
only
pets
bad
do,
part,
like the epic
I can only see
epics
this from
only or
Blizzard.
something.
I can only see this from Blizzard. Okay, auto loot. Let's say you have a little penguin pet with you. All right,
Yeah.
his name's Flappers. Okay, I'm giving you this. Shut your eyes and just dream of this. Okay, it's a little penguin that follows you around. His name's Flappers. Okay, running around, running around. You know, that's all you hear from the game audio. Okay. This is Blizzard, though. Hey, you're going to be able to loot everything. What's the first thing that comes to mind? Hey, for a raid boss, we're not going to auction anything off. We're going to allow you just to auto loot it. That they
Just
wouldn't
just make it so you can't
intentionally,
just make
they
it so you
wouldn't
can't do it in
intentionally do
raids
it. They wouldn't intentionally do it, but
or bosses.
they wouldn't intentionally do it. But they still sat there, and that bug will be in the game for like 3 months.
Ugh, yeah. I see what you're saying,
Yeah, that like
but I don't know.
that
I'm
would be
just
like the first 3 months of the game with that being out would be just
ugh.
little flappers running up to the raid boss, little flappers running up to the Lich King and being like, "Oh look, it's invincible!" Yoink.
There's certain things you can like just make it so they can't like auto
Oh,
loot a raid boss
100%,
or
a hundred
something. I
percent.
don't care. But just
It
like
would be
make
nice.
make make pets useful.
They won't. They never do.
No, they won't.
Um, t- they are doing some good stuff though. Not gonna lie. I mean,
With Dragonflight?
With Dragonflight,
Hmm.
obviously the things that we've seen are the nostalgia of a spiderweb tree for spec and class.
I'm excited to see how that's gonna work.
Because I know so within because
Because
there's two
you have
different trees.
you're gonna have a class and a spec
You're gonna
tree.
have a
Yeah.
class tree and then a spec
Yeah.
tree. When you unlock talents, you're gonna have a couple already kind of. So how World of Warcraft works now is you have a talent. You have three different specs. Or I'm gonna use paladins because I know the most about them. Uh, between other classes, I don't know the most about paladins in general, but
Unless you're Druid,
um,
then you have 4.
and then you have four. Yes. But you have three, which is Prot, Ret, and Holy. Basically, for Prot, you'll get Avenger Shield. You have right now Avenger Shield, a, a Hand of Reckoning, and something else.
For what?
Or when you unlock talents,
Are you talking
you
about
get
classic?
no. That's retail right now. Retail. Shadowlands retail.
Well, because you have more than 3.
That's just what you get as you unlock because you only have three, and then you have six in total after a couple levels or whatever.
Gotcha.
So
Oh, you're
then
talking about the first 3 on the first
the
line
first
for
three,
level
yeah.
15. Yeah. Okay, I gotcha.
So
Gotcha.
you have that, and then you go on and you choose whatever. But they have abilities that automatically unlock. So Dragonflight has abilities that automatically unlock once you unlock talents. On top of it, kind of already automatically puts a couple of like ticks inside of your class tree, and then you have an extra tick to put wherever you want at level whatever they're gonna. I forget what level they're gonna lock it at. Um,
Yeah.
and then at I think the next level they unlock the class part. Um, I was looking at the tree for paladins. There's they have them for all of them. There's multiple spots you can choose between one of two options. That's gonna be really good to see just like mixed variations of whatnot.
Like, what
But
do you
it
mean by more than one option?
so you'll go down the spire tree,
Yeah.
however you want to do, and you'll
Hmm.
hit one, and it'll be one ability, but you can have it two separate ways.
Oh, so they're basically
So like
just making the talent system now. When you get to that ability, they give you the choice of what you want.
exactly.
Gotcha. It's interesting. I like that.
So it's from what I understand for like I saw for Ret Paladin, there's one ability that it's a base ability and then you separate it and it either heals you or it does damage. So and they separate it that way. Um, I think that's really cool how they're implementing that for the new stuff. And then I think the very bottom line of the talent trees are those are all pick one of two. Um,
Interesting.
yeah, that's gonna implement a lot of different variations for a lot of different stuffs.
Is
Um,
there? Do you know if there's a different number between class and spec? Like, do you have
when
like
you,
a set amount for spec and set amount for like every
I
time you level,
think you
or
have
is
a
it?
set
Do you
amount for
get to
both, which
choose?
is going to be 31.
Okay, so when you level, you get like a certain amount of
You'll get
them
you'll get one. I believe it's you
for
get
each.
one for either, or you get one for each. It's gonna be one of the two.
Okay, interesting.
Um,
Yeah, I'm really
but it's
interested to
definitely
see
a
how
set
that's
amount.
gonna work.
Yeah. They
I'm
definitely
actually kind
have.
of excited to play. Kind of
I'm holding back.
hold
My
back that
whole
excitement because of what Blizzard's been putting out.
yeah, fucking Overwatch 2 is
They're really good
definitely
with the
something
hype.
that I like right now. Oh, 100%. Overwatch 2 is something that I like right now, but fix your game, Blizzard. Fix your game.
Yeah.
That Overwatch 2 has been such a roller
Imagine
coaster of
imagine
emotions.
being a downgrade for the sequel.
Imagine being imagine being a Bastion main and not being able to play your damn character because Blizzard can't get their shit together.
I'm gonna be honest, whoever plays Bastion as their main character is not doing very well because Bastion's
That's what
so
that's
easily
that's
countered.
more than fine. That is more than fine. But I can still win a game as Bastion. It's okay.
I'm
I'm
not
getting
saying it's a
better with
bad
other
character. I'm just
damage.
saying people who main him are Interesting people. You main
I'm very.
Bastion? You're not a
I'm main
main
Bastion.
Bastion. No
In
way.
Overwatch 2, I was maining Bastion.
Well, yeah, because it was glitched.
Yeah, duh. And guess what? Overwatch 2, it was
You're
glitched.
just mad because they took your glitch out.
No shit. I just want to artillery strike endlessly. What's wrong with that? No, I never did the artillery strike endlessly. That was one thing that I had more pride over to do. Um, but I I taking Bastion out of the game was that's a whole thing. That's more than fine. It forces me to play other damages that I would in turn never play and learn how to play them. I mean, Torbjorn is one that I'm really liking right now for damage. On top of oh god, on top I always Junkrat. I mean that's easy too. That's I'm not really doing any sick plays with Junkrat except for that one play last night where I like turned the wheel around 5 times around Lucio until his ult faded away. Then I was like, boom, ha ha ha. Um, and then there was one more. I forget who else I'm playing right now, but I mean, it's forcing me to play something out of my comfort zone, which I'm definitely. It's Junkrat and Torbjorn, my top two right now. I really do like them, but we'll see. We'll see what we can't do with that. You know, just place a turret down in the back and wait for a fair. Oh, soldier. That's the other one. Soldier. Soldier is I'm basically just playing Call of Duty and Overwatch.
Hmm.
But I actually stay with my
I love
team.
Soldier, man.
I actually stay with my team in Overwatch. Call of Duty, I just run
Do
off and be
you?
like, as a tank, I don't.
As a
As
tank,
a
you
tank,
don't?
as a tank, I just bust down with Winston in the middle of the point and be like, "Huh, here's my shield. Hey, hold this for me."
It's right now the thing I'm having trouble with is like I've been playing a lot of support
Yep.
and supports seem to get stuck on the point because you're like pushing like in push, right? You're pushing the
Yeah.
point and then your tank
Everyone
just
pushes.
takes off
Yeah.
and then they come and flank you and you're like and they're like where's my healing and I'm like I'm pushing the freaking point. If I get off the point then they
No
push it
one's
the
gonna
other
be
way.
pushing it.
No,
I
just push is
I don't
really
know how
weird with
many
that
times
stuff.
I've not kept my team hasn't captured a point because everybody pushes.
Yeah.
Like the initial point,
It,
everyone
it's
pushes.
it,
I'm like,
I
bro.
I feel like it's happening more now than it was in Overwatch 1.
Well, I I feel like I do feel like that too. The
Yeah.
biggest part though is also their ranking is it's messed up.
That's
I
true. So
mean,
you have like high
personally,
and low players in the same brackets.
100%. I mean,
Yeah.
you just saw that last night. Zen is a Overwatch 1 grandmaster for
Oh yeah,
damage.
yeah, 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 yeah.
He was pumping numbers last night.
Dude.
He
Yeah,
was pumping.
yeah.
I don't know if you watched his stream
I
after I got
was.
off, or he
Yeah,
was
but
pumping
after
numbers with
you got
Soldier.
off, dude,
Yeah.
he was like 22,000 damage as a soldier one game.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
It's crazy. But that's also the biggest thing is you have that going up against
Bronze players, like
bronze
actual
players.
bronze players. Yeah, just
And I know
players that
that
don't
they're
understand how the
reinventing
game works.
everything.
Yeah.
100%. Either next week or the week after they release that, they're redoing the ranking system. They're re-implementing Bastion back in. Hopefully Torbjorn's fixed by then.
God, we're gonna see so much Bastion when that happens, dude. They're just be like, they're taking
100%.
away from me, so I'm gonna play him out of rage.
Guess what? Yes, I will. Uh, the the biggest part I think really is the functionality though of they are fixing it, but I mean there's the little thing that we always forget about to implement in our lives and to fix about our lives is giving them more time. Time is a bitch, and we are living its world. Um, I think over time, obviously, Overwatch 2 will become Overwatch 2 actually, and not just Overwatch point 0.5. Um, but yeah, it's
Point five
it's
is they're going backwards from one.
yeah, they're going backwards from one because of how many fucking problems they're having.
uh,
Not experience, not including the 20,000 queue load times for the
well, they
first
fixed
day.
that. Yeah.
Yeah, they fixed that
See,
by
see,
making every other glitch in the world happen and losing their player base.
see. Okay, so this is we talked about this in the mock
Yeah,
podcast, but
we're going back at this.
yeah, I think my biggest thing is if this was the release how it is right now when the game was supposed to come out, I'd be fine with it. Like
Yeah,
obviously it would be really frustrating, but the fact that it's
it's
been
because it's
almost
a
2
sequel
years,
of the same exact game
the fact that it's been almost 2 years.
in development. Yep.
No, it's been longer than that. It's been 2 years since the initial release date and they aren't able to get these bugs out.
Oh, wait, what do you mean 2 years since the initial release? When did
The
it come out?
the game was supposed to come out, like Overwatch 2 was supposed to come out like before COVID.
Oh,
COVID delayed it, and then it's been almost a year since everybody started being able to go back to work and like work on the project. So like I said,
interesting.
if the game released 2 years ago, I'd be much happier with it. But the fact that
I could understand that.
it's been so long since the initial release date, why aren't these why is this still a problem?
Why? That's a good question. Um, I I don't know. They definitely have fixed a lot of the bugs.
Oh,
You
I know
know,
that I know it's going to be fixed. It's just the fact like why was this game
why is it
released?
released?
Yeah.
And it's so I don't want to use the word understood. Understood is a very loose term when it comes, or not even loose. It's a correct term to use, but when it's accepted. It's definitely accepted nowadays for game developers to push back games.
I don't
And
mind that
it's
they
not
push them
accepted.
back.
It's
It's
not
unacceptable
accepted
to
by
have a buggy release, especially after
100%.
a polished game was released before.
A
That's not
what
acceptable.
the it's accepted. The biggest part that I'm saying is, it's acceptable for them to push it back and release it later. But the biggest thing is they sit there and they go, "Oh, we're sorry that we have to push it back." So basically, they're saying it's not acceptable that they have to push it back, but we as a community is accepting it because you're
Mm.
polishing the game. Mind you, I am not getting my hopes up for
PDE.
Hogwarts Legacy.
Oh.
But goddamn, if they do it correctly, I am going to lose my shit, and I want to be a goddamn Death Eater. I want to Avada Kedavra some bitches, and I'm gonna laugh, and I'm gonna kill Harry's mom. And I'm gonna laugh while doing that too.
Wow.
Yeah, yeah. I'm gonna wear a little Death Eater mask and be like, "Ooh, scary, spooky, Michael." And I'll be like,
A
"Kill them
Death
all."
Eater didn't kill Harry's mom.
Wormtail's a Death Eater. What are you talking about?
Wormtail didn't kill Harry's mom,
Yes, he did. He was there. He was there when because Snape didn't. Snape was there.
right?
Snape was there, and then he saw Wormtail, and he was like,
Wait, are you're
"No."
referencing the book?
The movies.
No.
Who killed her?
Voldemort.
But wasn't it Wormtail with Voldemort's thing?
Wormtail betrayed them by giving
Oh,
Voldemort their
that makes more
location,
sense.
but Wormtail wasn't there when Harry died. When his parents died.
Voldemort came to believe his mortal enemy would be Harry. He traveled to Harry's house, murdered James and Lily Potter, who died protecting infant Harry.
My nerd
Whatever.
side's coming out. Holy crap!
I don't care. I don't care.
This whole podcast.
Either way, I'm gonna be a Death Eater and kill people's families and be happy about it.
That's a nice thing to say on podcast.
Yeah, dude. Quote unquote. When Death Eaters come to reality, they can start blaming me.
get canceled before we even start.
I'm not. We're not gonna get canceled. If we're gonna get canceled, then uh, yeah, go somewhere else. No, I'm ready for Harry Potter, a Harry Potter game that I might actually like other than Harry Potter Quidditch, but it's gonna be.
It looks good.
It looks good. It's hopefully gonna feel good. And it's
That
before Harry
might
Potter.
actually be a game I get on console.
Yeah, that's one. That's one that I'm actually really excited for.
Is it
Um,
PS4 and PS5 or is it only
yeah,
PS5?
it's PS5.
It's only PS5.
No, it's I believe it's both.
Okay.
Because everyone's releasing everything as both right now. Um, are they releasing it for PS4? Yeah, it's PS4 and PS5 game. That's fine. That's fine. I also want to play chess. I want to play chess. If they don't implement chess, like
Oh,
uh,
like Wizard's Chess?
Wizard's
That
chess,
would be really cool.
that'd be really cool. I don't want to do the whole, was it? Not me, not Ron, not Hermione, or no, not you, not Hermione, not me, or it has to be me. What? It was when they were playing the
You're
chess,
talking about
and
when Ron was like
yeah, Ron
trying to
was like,
sacrifice himself?
yeah, he was like, not you, not Hermione, me.
Yeah.
It has to be me. It's like, oh my gosh,
Ron's
shut
a
up.
grandmaster. He
He's
knows the sacrifice.
Grandmaster of stupidity.
I don't know.
What
I would
was it?
I wouldn't sacrifice my knight like that. But
Yeah, it's whatever.
whatever.
It got him to the stone of resurrection, whatever that.
Photo of resurrection.
Support. Sorry, spoilers that revived
That's
Harry.
the
Oh,
that it's not the resurrection stone, you dork. It's the sorceress's stone.
oh my fucking god!
I thought you were a Harry Potter nerd.
I wasn't a nerd. I was a fan. It was a difference. Also,
Uh,
I can't read. I'm illiterate.
you can't even
I can
remember the books or the movies. You can't
uh, subtitles.
subtitles.
Yeah, I can't read the subtitles. Did you know? Did you? One fun fact about me: I left mid movie for Harry Potter. What was that one? That was the Chamber of Secrets because of the spider scene. I got. I
Oh,
just straight up, according to my mom, I looked at her, said, said, I'm not doing this. Got up and just walked out without her. According to my mom,
you're
that's what
that
happened.
arachnophobic?
I I'm not anymore. Like I can
Not
kill
anymore.
him now,
You can
but
kill him now.
like as a kid, like I'm definitely I was definitely like, you come near me with a spider, I am going to slice your head off in your sleep.
Gotcha.
That's also a nice thing to say on podcast.
Yeah,
I do a lot of threatening.
I see.
I'm a big teddy
Your
bear.
bark is bigger than your bite.
Yeah, woof. People don't really pay for that treatment, but
Mm.
for Mm.
Mm.
Oh my god. Um,
Got anything else?
not really. You know, that was pretty much it. Podcast over. We
Podcast
out.
over. We out. Click.
Click. Outro music plays. Click on our next podcast. Outro music plays.